A kid is dead tonight. Not our job to do this. It is unnecessary. You don't have to act like this. Our officers half a block away from before this shooting started, dealing with another group of individuals fighting. We made almost, probably, well, we're still tallying them, about 20 arrests tonight. Recovered guns that I know of before this happened from 2 kids. One of them was an assault rifle stuffed in the front of his pants. We keep going back to what's the government going to do? What's the city going to do? The city's invested in this. Millions of dollars the city, taxpayers pay for police overtime to staff this 1 square mile area with, there was a couple hundred cops down here between state police and Capitol Police and IMPD and other police department agencies. Yes, we're going to keep doing our job. The city of Indianapolis, government, the police department is going to continue to do our job. We're not going to solve this. Not just by the police.
Now, stop parenting. What is going on?
They need the Florida sheriff.
You said what? Again?
I said they need that sheriff that's I think he like in Broward or something. He don't play. So he said he was sending people to the hospital. Like,
oh, I saw that.
So I actually live in Indianapolis, and I saw this, and I actually agree with them. Problem is that you guys wanted to all listen to Oprah, and for me, it's built to ass. Y'all don't whoop y'all kids as much as y'all should be. Y'all thinking like you need to talk to your kids, send them to counseling, and do all this other nonsense. It's built to ass. That's why we have some of these problems. And speaking of that, we used to have Black Expo, which was a big thing here in Indianapolis. There is 1 cop to every 2 people that are here in Indianapolis because guess what? It's a cluster fuck of certain things that are happening in the city. So I actually agree with this cop. Like, y'all not raising y'all kids. And I want to say that he's talking about Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I was waiting on him to say it. Like, just say it. Because some people don't like the uncomfortable truth. And we all, just like with the carnival thing, we all knew who the white lady was talking about. We all know who he was talking about. Just come out and say it.
But we know he can't say it because let's say if he does say that, now they're going to take away what his message is and blame, oh, that man's a racist. Oh, that woman's a racist. But to look at this, I watched the whole thing basically, and he talked about his daughter. He's like, I know where my daughter is at a certain time. What are these parents basically doing? Like, why aren't y'all scared for y'all's kids this late out at night? Like, I think it's gonna get worse. These kids, most of these kids that are raising kids are kids themselves. That's really the issue. They don't want to be parents. They're not fit to be parents, and they'll rather be out partying than actually being parents.
Belt to ass. Belt to ass. I agree with that. We would let these kids get away with so much, beat their asses. I'm sorry, that's just me.
But even that doesn't work all the time because I didn't get whoopings growing up, but I didn't have to get in trouble.
No, I'm just saying it's not that. I'm just saying that is another option that is on the table. It's just that you were raised one way. For me, it was built to ass, and I know better because I know, hey, if I let my kid out there, if they're not being built to ass out here, someone else is gonna do it. That's gonna be jail. So we can sit over here and be like, hey, I was told this and that, but nah, hey, my dad whooped my ass, and that raised me to be
all kids are different. So all kids are different because we got kids, multiple kids, same parents, same household.
Been in a car accident and want $5,000 for free? Let me show you how to get 40.
Just didn't have a problem. So they could be raised in the same household and still stray away. So it's not one.
Ooh, she got to fix her mic.
I think sometimes that's the problem. Especially stressed out.
And I'll also say this. This is another reality we need to. There are no fathers in those households. So I know those kids who are out here being pookies. Like, that's another thing. We can say, oh, yeah, but it's like different kids where the fathers at.
We gotta stop saying
But some of these people, some of these kids got fathers, and the fathers are getting in trouble. I was just talking to a young man, about a program in my organization that we talking about launching. He don't even want to work with kids, but he did give me insight.
So this is the thing that this is the thing that I hate when people make the statement of, "Yo, where was the father at?" Right? Okay, and they say, "Well, you need more fathers in the household," which is true. Then you got other individuals. Well, you can't say that because there are fathers in the household who then, they still end up at, bro, we understand that there's always situations, there's always nuances. But when you look at the overwhelming majority, typically speaking, when you got a father in the household, the kid turns out 10 times better than they would have if there was a single mother. That's the facts, and nobody calling nobody out. That's just the facts. And when you got a father that's 10 toes on what he's doing, as a father, he's looking to raise that kid how that kid is supposed to be raised. Even a single father, that kid still ends up 10 times better, typically speaking, better than the kid that was raised by the single mom. Those are the statistics. Don't argue with me, argue with the facts. That's what it is. But yeah, we understand that there are situations where kids fall through the cracks. We understand that, bro. We understand that. That's why you got to speak in generalities. You can't speak on different situations. You can't speak on just your anecdotal experiences.
What did he think would help him? He said,
was a moment 10. Sure.
Maybe somebody like us, but his dad, he was raised by his dad while he was getting locked up. His dad was getting in trouble too.
Fact.
So we have to go all the way back to the accountability to my generation and the people before me at the end of the day. And we got to go the rest of the way, start over. Go the rest of
Miss Nikki, though,
it's a lot of
key what
healing
you just
that's
said.
needed
Hold on, Miss Nikki, what you just said is key. His dad was in jail, so that's what they all know. I'm just saying, have the right fathers that are raising these kids. You heard me say my dad will whoop my ass. My dad was never in jail. He said, hey, if I don't whoop that ass, belt to ass, someone else is going to teach you this. Never in jail, but he told me that. And he showed me.
African though, right?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it do.
No,
it doesn't matter.
No, it don't. It don't matter. No, it don't, Dalen. No, it don't, Jerry. I see what y'all are trying to do because y'all already see that. I think he what was he looked like he about Haitian. It's like he's Haitian or some shit. Or African, whichever one. But no, it don't matter. It don't matter. I grew up in a 2-parent household. Father and the mother, still married to this day. No issues. Me and my brother. Me and my oldest brother. No issues. Raised in the same household. We had one brother. It's 3 of us, right? The middle brother, because he was staying with his mom. He was staying with his mom. Right? He was staying with his mom. He wasn't staying with us. He wasn't staying with the stable home. So he's the one that ended up in jail. Why? Because he was with that single mom. And the 2 who stayed home, the 2 who were at home with their parents, with 2 parents in the household, just saying, no jail time, never been in jail before, never been in any crazy trouble, doing good in life, got degrees and shit like that. Like, bro, listen. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
My dad was just omnipresent. And no, it doesn't matter. Hey, my dad could be African, he could be white. I could have been raised. It doesn't matter. My dad just told me.
Plays an impact in that, though.
Hold on. What is your dad? Is he African?
No, he's Black American.
But he told you, hey, do better, so you know better.
Nobody had to tell me anything, though. Like, I never had to get.
That's cap. No, see, Jerry. I like you, Jerry. I like you, Jerry. But you're being disingenuous. You had to learn. There is a foundation that you had to learn that was taught to you in order for you to say, well, I didn't have to. Yes, you did. Your parents had to teach you right from wrong. They had to establish a foundation for you so you can understand, like, look, I don't need to be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. Because they probably told you something that probably freaked you out or scared you. Like, you know what? I don't even want to do that. Could have been anything. So just because you didn't get a whooping don't mean you automatically came out the womb understanding what it is that you need to do. Come on now, Jerry. Come on now. Come on, Jerry. I feel you, but come on now. Let's not be disingenuous about this.
Talked to growing up, and people in the chat and some of y'all were saying like girls are different than guys, but I never had to be talked to growing up. I never got whoopings. I knew like I wanted to get good grades because I know that made me feel good. There was no inherent, oh, you're gonna get rewarded for this or anything. That was just who I was, and that's still how I am.
I don't believe you.
The only reason why I say that is because culture does play an impact in it, just like Asian culture plays an impact in how they perform and you know what their criminal activity is, if it's even existent. African culture has an impact. That's the reason why I mentioned that.
I'm gonna say this.
What I'm also saying though, I'm not disagreeing with what.
Again, there are many other instances. It's not just because of the culture of African or Asian. Everybody has a different method. There's not one way to raise your child properly. Yeah, in a lot of cases, yeah, you don't need belt to ass. You don't. Some kids just get it, but that's because you already set the foundation for them. So therefore, that foundation that you set for them, that's all that they needed. And they knew how to operate within that. Some kids, you need a little bit more tough love, a little bit of belt to ass. Now, does that mean you need to just start sporadically spanking them just because they do something? No, you need to start putting things all like, all right, look, shorty, you got 3 tries with me. I'm gonna give you enough rope to hang yourself. So I'm gonna throw you this. I'm gonna tie this rope around your waist. But I'm gonna give you enough rope. You can do what you do. You can jump, play, do whatever. But as soon as you get out of line, I'm gonna yank that motherfucker. I'm gonna yank that goddamn rope. Letting you know, hey, you better stop doing what you're doing because you know you ain't supposed to do that. All right, that's the first warning. Cool, chilling again, and then you try something else. You do it again. I told you, stop doing that. That's 2. Now you do the shit again. I'm taking that rope off. Belt the ass. I already told you I gave you 3 strikes. So now I'm putting belt the ass. And then once I put belt the ass, I'm going to tell you why I put belt the ass so you can understand why I did that. Like, look, I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it to understand and nip the things in the bud because you thought it was a fucking game over here. You thought I was playing. You thought I was play pimping over here. So therefore, belt the ass. And I'm going to sit you down while you crying and tell you exactly why the fuck I did what I did and explain to you. So you remember when I told you to stop doing this and I kept yanking you with that rope? Now, I'm just using this metaphorically. I'm not talking about an actual rope. Using this metaphorically. You know why I kept yanking that rope? I was telling you to stop beforehand. But yet you continue to keep doing the same thing I told you not to do. So therefore, I had to get the belt and put it on your ass. So if you don't want this experience again, don't do the thing I told you not to do. How about that?
What you're saying. What I'm also saying is that this in Black culture, Black American dads too, do well. Let's just not say, hey, just because it's like this, they just came up under unfortunate situations for the dad to be in jail. So I also want to give credit to that. Doesn't have to be a certain culture for you to be raised that way. Doesn't have to be that.
I think that some of these kids shouldn't even been born.
Oh,
Lock their
Lord.
asses up.
That too, and some of the dads are denying it. Some of the dads are weak. Some of the moms not letting that step up.
It's a lot of people that grew up well. I know a lot of niggas that got great moms, great dads, living that are well above middle class. Like I know a lot of niggas that grew up well, still in the streets. It ain't just because the dad ain't home. I know a lot of people who only grew up with their dad.
That's true too.
They daddy. I know a lot of niggas who way tougher and to kick their dad ass. They dad.
What the fuck does that got to do with anything, bro? I guarantee you, the dads that you talking about, their dads are probably soft as fuck. They don't have a backbone. 2, they probably in the streets as well, and they want to be friends with their fucking kids instead of being the disciplinarian and let them know what it is. Like, no, this is a dictatorship over here, big dog. I run this shit over here. You don't run nothing over here. I run this. I don't give a fuck how big you are or how big you think it is, because you starting to smell yourself. I gotta show you something. Let you know what it is. A little bit of fear is healthy. A little bit of fear is healthy. You fear God, right? God. And what's the next thing that's under God? Man, right? Woman, child. So if that child don't fear you as the man, you next after God. Why the fuck? Why are you trying to be friends with a little midget? Why are you trying to be? Why? Nobody said you don't have to. Nobody said that you shouldn't love your kid. Play with your kid, adore your kid, all of it. But when it's time, when playtime is over with, and I tell you to do something, I fucking mean it. It wasn't a suggestion. I told you to do it. And I don't need to ask you nicely to do it. Yeah, if I want to ask you nicely, hey, listen, can you go do that for me? Thank you. I appreciate you. But understand, regardless of how I asked you, you gonna do it. Like, what are we talking about right now? No, sir. So those guys, those men that he's speaking on, I guarantee you, they were probably soft. They were in jail. They don't even know how to raise a fucking kid. They just fly by night. They just, hey man, I'm just trying to figure it out, bro. I got a kid. So nah, he acting like he with the homies instead of his kid.
And we're never in the streets, and he's still in the streets. There's so many factors, and it could be environment, it could be circumstance.
So I have a hot take.
Yeah, exactly.
AI
Law,
is not just a buzzword if you use Monday CRM.
I'm so glad you said
it's different.
That's what I'm saying. The law don't care. The law don't care. They ain't soft on you. So why should the parent be? You're the first line of defense. You are the one that's supposed to protect your kid from everybody else and themselves. So that's why you have to create this foundation for them to put them in the right position so they won't go out there and act a fucking fool. Just kind of like the first video I played since the beginning of the live stream, when you got niggas crashing out in Dunkin' Donuts because a man came, an old man, a 70-something-year-old man came in there speaking racial slurs to you. You ain't got no discernment. You ain't got that solid foundation. You ain't got that confidence within yourself to know how to walk away. Cause you like, you know what? I'm not finna with you. You are old geezer. And me busting your ass right now, it ain't gonna make me feel no better, because now I'm gonna look like the little bitch because I hit an old man. So you know what? I'm gonna let the manager handle that. I'm gonna go to the back and go make the donuts or whatever I need to do. See what I'm saying?
There's different parts to it.
Circumstances.
Don't get me wrong. The dad is needed in the household. That's a whole nother conversation. But if we're talking about have parents stop parenting, it's partly what Simba was saying. It ain't enough built to ask. Basically, this generation took their foot off the gas. That's why everybody doing what the fuck they want. It's a free for all. Everybody just like.
Well, there was also laws passed a while back saying that we couldn't whoop our kids anymore either. They would encourage the kids to call DFS on us if we discipline them or if we whoop them. We used to get whooped. We used to get spankings in school. I got spankings all the way up to high school in class. People, I'm not saying me. I'm saying others.
For sure.
They were still why they called us twice.
Some kids don't have to get whooped though. Why we just
well, no, not everybody got whooped, but some need to get under.
No. Some of them need more than whoopings. It's too late for them. Some of them.
I'll say this: some kids don't need whoopings. I agree with that. Some kids don't need whoopings because some kids get it. All you need to do is have a look on your face. All you need to do is raise your voice a little bit. And some kids get scared. Like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I need to do, and that's enough for them. Some kids, they push the envelope. They push the envelope a little bit. So you gotta add a little bit of aggression to it. Like, hey, little nigga, You keep playing with me, I'm gonna have to snatch your little ass up real quick because you trying me right now. You know, 1 or 2 times you have to tell them, they may get it. But then you got some other ones, they get all the way to 3. So you got to put the belt to ass. And you got to let them know what's up. Like, hey, you thought it was a joke over here. So on the ass though. Nowhere else. Just on the butt. On the behind. On their behind. Let them know what it is. Or another form of discipline is fitness. They don't like this. One of the things that you can do for those of y'all parents, one thing you can do for sure. This joint right here, arm straight out. Don't drop it. Danger, especially if you got like a 4-year-old, like a 5-year-old, a 5 to 8-year-old. This joint right here, followed by wall sits. Boy, that's like doing burpees for a kid. You understand me? That's like burpees. That shit would destroy you. It will destroy you. Damn, you got beat till you bled? Ooh, wee. Boy, you must have been bad. You had to be, bro. I figured you had to be shit till you bled. Your parents got tired of you, dog. Niggas like, hey man, I don't know, I'm finna beat this kid to death. Rice on the floor. Ooh, nah, that's wild work.
Are 2 past whoopings. They need to be locked up.
Right. Well, yeah, now I'm just saying how we part of the reason how we got here. And I think I don't know if some parents, I don't know if some parents gave up when they was like, basically the government was like, you whoop your kids, we taking them from you, whoop you whoop whoop, and people just kind of didn't see people really putting their hands on their kids, disciplining them in the grocery stores no more. You didn't see none of that. Then you would see kids getting checked.
It's never been easier to start a podcast than with Riverside. First, go to riverside.net.
I still see.
A lot of the time, I feel like, let me say this. I feel like, even with the whole, I'm not going to make this a conversation about spankings or whooping or whatever you want to call it, but I do believe that is a huge trauma response. Like, even like, I personally don't agree with whooping anymore. I feel like this makes a child angrier. I mean, I got whooped and it made me angrier. So it didn't solve anything. It didn't heal anything. But
it ain't supposed to heal.
Did you deserve it? So it's not even.
It ain't supposed to heal. It's supposed to discipline you for you not to do the shit anymore. That's what it's supposed to be for. But if your parents is out here just whooping your ass, just to be whooping your ass, I understand that. But if you out here being bad and you ain't paying attention, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, but you ain't paying attention what your parents told you to do, you just doing what the fuck you think you want to do because you grown, because you think you grown, and you getting your ass busted. Nah, it ain't no fucking trauma, bro. That's what it is. Spare the rod, spoil the child. So if you want to get spoiled, guess what? You gonna get your ass beat if you don't pay attention to do what I tell you to do.
Did you deserve your butt whooped though? Or did you feel like you could have still done better without the whooping? Or do you think that ass whooping got you in line and you was like, okay, mama, dad, I'm not gonna do that no more?
It definitely didn't get me in line. I mean, I wasn't never a bad kid or anything anyway, but it would be just things of like in school, talking too much or teacher called home or, things like that. But no, now I'm not saying that, certain kids, like I agree with what Miss Nikki said. Every child is different. Every child requires, a different method or whatever the case may be. But I feel like a lot what's going on, the root of it is healing. It's so much trauma that is compact in these households that's not being dealt with, that's not being talked about. Like I remember when I used to work in a school system, when I first graduated high school, I volunteered at a elementary school until I eventually became hired. And I started off as a tutor, then I went to a mentor, then I went to a teacher's assistant.
Yeah, I get it.
But with that, I was working with a lot of different students, and I was really seeing that, like, oh my goodness, just the just the amount of attention and just the, like, for example, I was in a class with, just really quick, one student, I will never forget him. He really stood out to me. He had behavior issues, but straight A's, super smart, done with his work in a couple of minutes. But he was always talking, always, quote, what the teacher would say, causing problems. I didn't look at it as causing problems. I look at it as he's bored, or he needs more attention, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like we're not, I know Q made the comment, lock them up, lock their ass up, it's too late, et cetera, et cetera. I get that.
For some of
personally, I just feel like, not saying you're the problem, but I feel like just that mindset is the reason why it's gotten to this point.
I think you need to know when to administer a butt whooping. I think people are skipping the steps of discipline, and a lot of parents become parents without any disciplinarian type of characteristics. You forget that you become a parent because you want to raise a child to become a model citizen for the community in which they're not going to stay children forever. God forbid, but we are going to be adults longer than we are children. And those times are crucial to behavior, to emotional intelligence, to curriculum, academics, all of that. And I'll tell you, I see a lot of, especially in our community, we say a lot of fathers not in the household. Well, forget saying that. Why ain't the kids in the father's household? You know what I'm saying? It's like the fathers are not around, but then again, these fathers are not men. So,
oh shit, here we go. I guarantee you it's about to go left. We about to put accountability on the men. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? Here we go.
How can you expect a man to be a father if he never became a man first? And then you leave these women, especially for these young boys, they call them YNs now. And the cop just mentioned about having a rifle in their pants. That's specific to the Black community because they hide big guns like that. There's a difference between children that rebel and children that become murderers, children that become attempted murderers, children that become abusers. And I think that we don't know how to apply the corrective action to certain things that children do. And when we don't attack it straight on like this gentle parenting, I don't believe in that. I got that buck on that Calvin Klein and I snapped that motherfucker all through the house. Let me tell you, do something 3 times in a row. I'm bringing that belt and I put it, I don't care who heard me say it. Because sometimes, and then you don't even have to use it. Sometimes kids, they need to fear consequences. Because in the world, there are going to be consequences administered to you I would never do to you. But ain't nobody going to love you like your mama. But people, we got to prepare these children out here for what's to come. And I feel like a lot of parents need to really think, how can I discipline my child versus how to be friends or how to, not dismissing things. Because if you don't, children are our future. So if we don't get them in line, who gonna take care of us when we get old?
I feel like we just have to get to the you have to really highlight what is the outcome. We have to highlight what is the outcome that we're.
This nigga just clocked T. Nah, did he just clock T? Hold on. I ain't never seen a man actually do that. Hold on. A man that's not a part of the community of the LGBTQ plus. Hold on. I ain't never seen no shit like that. Hold on. he clocking T.
I beg your pardon.
He out there clocking T, bro. Bruh, dog, come on, fam. Nah, dog. That ain't even supposed to be funny. But I'm just saying though, dog. He really over there doing that.
So you have to really highlight what is the outcome. We have to highlight what is the outcome that we're looking for. What is it that we're trying to do?
But before you can even get to an outcome,
are we trying to what are we trying to do?
But before you can get to an outcome, you got to get the moms to let the dads be involved. Most of these men ain't involved because they're not allowed to be involved.
Fact.
Most of the moms most of the moms, they want to praise when their child is doing good. They cut off communications with the dad, but when the son is outside being a YN, they want to blame the father. So it's like, when are the women going to be?
In some cases,
held
I think
accountable?
that's reverse. I think the fathers that are preventing them own selves from being present in their children's lives end up
How the fathers preventing themselves? Okay,
being the fathers of the children
be quiet.
that become dangerous. I don't think there are women that prevent their children or children's fathers being in their life as a good father. Because I won't deny that, but I will say, if you are a good father and you know you are a good father, and there are people that can attest to that, and you feel that you cannot parent your child, you are suffering from parent alienation, which is another word for what you just
want him
described.
to fight for something that he's supposed to already have access to.
But
how's that even fair? You want him to go to the courts, spend money, and still be denied.
Well, no, you can't be, because in certain cases, when you can prove parental alienation, when you can provide evidence to the court, hey, this is what's
matter how much proof you take to the courthouse. It's at the discretion of the judge.
I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think. No man who has a kid who wants to be in his kid's life should have to fight to be with his kids. There shouldn't be a knife fight. You shouldn't even have to bring the courts in. That man should be able to spend time with his child when and whenever the fuck he needs to, or whenever he wants to, because that's his fucking kid too. I'm so sick of this shit trying to use everything has to be so pinned up on, well, he need to fight for his kid. He need to fight for his kid. He don't need to fight for his fucking kid. He should have access to his kid at any fucking time. He should be able to have access to his kid at any given moment. That is his kid too. That is his kid. Especially if he wants to be in that child's life. Majority of men are in their children's lives. Majority of men, whether they're single or they're married, they want to be in their children's lives. Black men in particular are the most active in their children's lives. But you hear social media tell you, they say that black men are bums. When 60% of black men amongst all races of other men, they're the most active in their children's lives. So why should the man have to fight to see his kid? Why? I can tell you why. I can tell you why they make that, because either one, she mad because he didn't want her ass no more. He got another girl, and she probably looked 10 times better than she is, and she probably doing way better, and they both doing better. You know, they're thriving in life, and she can't have that, so therefore she wanna bring them back down to her level. So therefore she gonna use her kid as a pawn to make things difficult for them to see them. She gonna try to put them on child support. She gonna lie on them and do everything she possibly can. So therefore, when this situation happens, then when this man is fighting for this kid, and then this process continues to keep going and going and going and going, and then he ends up giving up. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till that kid turns 18, and I'm gonna tell him the story of what happened, how come I wasn't in his life, even though I wanted to be there. And then I'll let him or her decide or have their own ideas, because now they got the story from both sides, not just one side of why I wasn't there. See, they don't want to tell that story though. They don't want to tell that story. They just only want to use the ones when they open their legs up to the bullshit men, the small percentage of men that they always talk about, the ones that's out here getting all of these bras pregnant. They want to use them as the example for all men. Nah, big dog. Most men can barely get sex. That's one. That's one. And then on top of that, the ones who out here getting all these chicks pregnant are the small percentage of men. So who the fuck? So what ain't shit men y'all talking about? Or you only talking about the ones you open up your legs to? Because you ain't talking about the other majority of men. Because the balance, the percentage balance, it ain't balancing because there are more single men with no children than there are single women with children. And that number is skewed. We saw a video earlier today, and bless her soul, bless her spirit. There were 2 black women. God rest her soul, you know what I'm saying? Pray for the kids. The McDonald's employee, and this is just using an example because it's the first thing that came to my head. The black woman, the McDonald's own manager, and then there was another event where this girl was in the domestic violence situation. Both of these women had 6 children. 6. So when you look at it, and when people tell you there are more single men without children than there are single women without children, it starts to make sense. It makes more sense. It's like, damn, you got all these kids? How? It makes more sense. So that's why when you look at the numbers, like, that's accurate. I can see why there are more men that are single without children versus there are women that are single without children. I see why.
Ask me how I know. I know. So
well, I'm sure, but there's a lot of
men are not they're not being able to be the men they need to be in these
well,
boys'
we have
lives.
men that do not take the court route. We have a lot of men that will complain.
Like that's the minority. I don't feel like that's the majority.
So go look at the study again, Mr. Will Brandt. When you look at the numbers amongst black men, white men, Hispanic men, Asian men, that number says amongst all races, black men are the most active in their children's lives amongst the other races of men. So, do I need to pull it up for you, bro? Do I need to pull it up for you, big dog? Do I need to pull it up for you, homie? Crazy word, Demons. Yeah, exactly.
They have to. My question is, why do men have to fight? Why do women keep the men away and make them go through all that just to be in the child's life? And soon as these sheriffs on this news channel saying these young men out here doing that, you want to call the dad, your son outside running around the streets. No, he should have been in the child life when he was 7, 8, 6, around 10.
We're gonna tell you shouldn't have to call the damn daddy. The person that should be contacted is the father. The fathers, if you have to hunt down the dad, it's like, why do you have to hunt them down? But if you are also saying that it's the fathers that are being prevented, if you're being prevented, it's because you impregnated a woman who didn't respect you in the first place. So expect that continuous cycle to go on. Now you have a child with the woman that you can't even, or children with the woman, you can't even say, hey, we need to. So,
Mr. Will Brandt, can you please explain this? Okay, let me. Oh, don't trip. Hey, don't trip. I got you, big dog. Don't trip. Don't trip. Don't trip, bro. I got you. Let's go to, where were we? Don't even trip, my guy. Now let's use this one because this one would be more accurate. This one would be more accurate. You know what I'm saying? Because you only use. Let's use this right here. So let's go. Make sure I found the right one. Just a second. Yeah, let's use this one. See if I can find the right article. Right. Methods and analysis, blah 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 blah. Methods analysis, blah 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 blah. Where's the information that we're looking for right here? Oh, that's not what we want. We need the right statistic and data. No. Yeah, bear with me 1 second. Trying to find the actual the one that's given the actual percentage number 2. Let's go. This is the CDC. Ooh, is this the one? Okay. Okay. All right, so let's look at it. Let's go to this right here. All right, so 2022, a federal government survey revealed that 15 million American children live in households without fathers. A stark increase over 1960 study that showed just 11% lived in homes without a dad. However, by most measures, Black fathers often proven to be just as involved with their children as other dads in similar living conditions, or more so, according to the latest study released in July by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention of National Center of Health Statistics. So I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna find you a different one. I'm gonna find you a different one, big dog. Don't trip. Bear with me. Why would you Google fatherless? Why don't you Google most active fathers? See, that's the difference between. See, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for fatherless versus most active. See, that's the difference. That's the difference, my man. That's the difference, big dog. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. I see. Okay, so let's look at this right here. So negative stereotypes, notwithstanding, the landmark of CDC National Health Statistics report revealed that when it comes to Black fathers who lived with their children, a surprising 70% remain more involved across a range of nurturing and involvement activities compared with their white or Hispanic counterparts. White 60%, Hispanic 45%. The study also found that while 52% of custodial mothers in the U.S. are Black or Hispanic, nearly 2/3 of the custodial fathers are white. Now, more than a decade later, race and ethnicity continue to impact the likelihood of father living apart from his children. Consider that 44% of the fathers live apart from from at least one of their children, compared to 21% of the fathers. For fathers, so that's just basically saying that they who lives with their parents, who lives with the kids, and who don't live with the kids. But what we're looking at is the active part. We're looking at active, which then proves the point. Active. Whether they live with them or not, they're active. That was the point. Thank you, big dog. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you.
To look at the bigger picture. Our son, our daughter is going down the wrong path, and it could cost them their life.
You
They
saying
have to go through the courts.
you saying that having babies by you saying they don't respect.
Hey, I appreciate you, Andre.
Men can't see their child because new relationships, new marriages, a new person around. They feel like they don't want this new woman to be the mom. So most of the time, women aren't allowing these men to be around, and that's really what the culture is.
Miss K, hold on. The only person I can probably, I don't know DeMonte if he has a kid or whatnot, but I'll ask Anton because he's a father. Anton, how have you been able to? You're raising a child right now, right? Hold on. But he's a father though. He's a father. Hold on. I know that, but I'm also asking from that perspective. That's the thing. We try to miss that perspective and we try to go to the extreme. Anton, you're a father right now. How have you maintained to make sure that your daughter comes home and she is an upstanding citizen in this world?
He wasn't a
I
baby
have
daddy.
I've only given my daughter one whooping in her entire life.
Okay.
But I think that the more impactful thing is that, and I say this a lot, is that I think that children a lot of times, and this is one of the reasons, look, I don't think that there is only one solution. I think that the biggest impact is that there are not two-parent households.
Okay.
That is the biggest problem in the community, is that there are not two-parent households, because I think that all of y'all have a point, but the problem is that, like, is it Jerry? I don't know if Jerry said it or Nikki. And Jerry, Nikki, Mercedes, all of y'all were saying it, that there is all kids are not the same. So one kid can get one whooping and another kid may need consistent discipline depending on, their personality type. But if you don't have people to balance out that masculinity and that femininity in the household, and then you have to treat men differently than you treat women, which is one of the reasons why you have to have a strong man inside of the household. I think that one of the most impactful things for my daughter is that she sees the way that I've treated her mother.
That's a good point. He just cooked on that one. That's a good point. And I said it earlier too. You know what I'm saying? There's many different ways to solve the problem, right? When it comes to parenting. Right? It's not just built to ass. You got some people who are sporadic, they just want to spank ass just to spank ass, as if that's gonna solve anything. And it's not. You know what I'm saying? So some kids get it on the first try. Some kids understand that, you know what? I just got my ass beat. I don't want to feel that type of pain again. So I'm not gonna do it again. And again, you got another kid who they may want to push the envelope just a little bit. They want to see how far they can go with it until boom, they get caught up. Now, depending on what the parent does, depending on how the disciplinarian style is, it may be physical fitness or it may be belt the ass, right? Cool. Then you got the other kid who want to push the limits even further. So now it's like, hey, dog, you playing me now. You playing with me now. So now I really got to show you what's up. So there are many different styles to it. And then you can add whatever you want to. You can get creative with it. Like, you know what? I'm going to put belt the ass. And then on top of that, I'm going to take away this, that, and the third. Then on top of that, I'm going to do a little physical fitness with you. So therefore, you can understand and feel this pain. All of this shit that you just went through. You can understand from point A to point B, everything, because you decided to do what you wanted to do. You thought you was grown in here. So I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. So you're going to feel this pain. And I want you to remember this pain and how it felt. Because it can only get worse from here. So if you don't want to feel this or experience this again, I advise you not to do it again and do exactly what the fuck I tell you to do. Okay, pumpkin? For real though. Let's just say, I love the last point. Our kids learn social behavior from us as parents. I agree. I don't agree with spanking, never will. Punishment, especially corporal, is usually done while the parent is angry. No, I disagree with you. I disagree with you, Andre. Sometimes it's necessary. But again, it depends on the child too. Some children don't need it. some children really don't need it. They understand it, they get it. And I said it before. They can be scared just based off of the look that you give them. But then there's some kids who push the envelope. So therefore you gotta show them better than they can tell you. Because if you don't do anything, if you don't nip it in the bud, if you don't do anything, you just want to go put them in the corner, or you always want to talk to them, it's never gonna get through. You have to give them a little pain. You have to give a little pain, just a little bit, just to show them that, like, listen, I'm not doing this because I want to beat you. I'm not doing this because I want to pop you or spank you. I'm trying to teach you something right now, because guess what? The world don't give a fuck about you. The world don't care what you went through. The world don't care about your feelings. They don't care. I do. So therefore, I'm trying to create this foundation for you. So therefore, because you decided not to listen to me, because you wanted to be a knucklehead, I'm going to spank you. I'm going to discipline you physically, meaning I'm going to put you through some physical fitness. And then I'm going to sit you down. After all that pain, I'm going to sit you down and I'm going to talk to you. And I'm going to tell you, hey, dog, let me holler at you for a second. You know why I did all of that, right? You know why I just put you through that, right? You may say yes or no. Let's just say that let's just say yes, you understand. Okay, so you understand that the fact that I told you to do X, Y, and Z, and you didn't do it, right? Yeah, yes, sir, I understand. Okay, so with that being said, did you like what just happened to you? That experience that you just went through with me, do you like that? No, sir, I didn't like it. So, because you didn't like it, what's the solution to this? How can we move forward from here? What are you gonna now start doing from here on out? Because mind you, it's only gonna get what the pain that you experience right now, it can get worse. Do you understand? What do you understand? Is this gonna happen? Is this gonna be an issue? Is this gonna be an ongoing issue? No, sir, it won't. All right, all good. Guess what? You still on punishment, but I need you to understand that I'm not doing this because I dislike you. I'm not doing this because I just want to be mean. I'm doing this because I love you, because I want you to go on the word. I want you to be successful. And I want you to understand that the world don't care about you, but I do. What we talking about? What we talking about? So you just got all it. You just got a lesson. You got a beating. You got discipline. You got all of that. You telling me that kid? You telling me that kid ain't gonna grow up to be an upstanding citizen? You telling me that kid won't? You telling me that kid is not gonna grow up with character? What we talking about, bro? What we talking about? These are the same, mind you, these are the same things that my parents done to me. I got my dad, military man. He spanked me. Oh yeah, military man. Spanked me. Moms spanked me when I did wrong. But again, I understood what I did wrong. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to feel that kind of pain again. So I'm going to do right. You feel me? So I'm going to do right. I'm going to chill. When you put a little bit of fear in the kid's heart, they understand the consequences. That's why I'm like, nah, nigga, I ain't finna go to jail for you. I'm not going to jail for you. Or I'm not finna do this for you. I don't give a fuck if we best friends. No, I'm not doing this for you. I don't care if I love you. I'm not doing this for you. You're not finna put me in a compromising position. That's gonna fuck me up. No, absolutely not. I was always taught to go with your gut. Like, hey, if you feel, hey, when I went to parties when I was younger, my parents would tell me, hey, listen, if you feel in your heart, if you feel in your spirit that something is wrong, get the fuck up out of there. Don't sit around and wait until the devil comes. Get up out of that joint. And that's exactly what I did. And because I got that information from my parents, I've dodged many situations. You feel me? I've dodged many situations. Many. Because I paid attention, like when you get that little feeling in your gut, like when you party, you having fun, you just get that little uncomfortable feeling in your gut. It just comes out of nowhere. That's something telling you you need to leave. All right, And you need to leave with the people that you went with. Leave with the same people that you came here with. So I don't care if it's 4 y'all. You need to go get everybody, tell them y'all finna go. Ain't nobody going home with nobody else. Like, nope. You came with me. You leaving with me. We finna go, dog. Because guess what? You're protecting them too. What we talking about, bro? Will Brand said, I absolutely needed it, but the worst punishment I ever got was when my father sent me to my room with no lecture or punishment because he said he was too disappointed in me to talk to me at the time. Hey, Will, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When they tell you they disappointed in you, that shit hit different. Look, they can tell me they mad at me all day. They can tell me they mad, cool. But when they say they disappointed in me, that shit hit different. You like, oh, you disappointed in me? Fuck. Because all you want is you want your parents' approval, and they say you're disappointed in you? Yeah, bro, that shit hit different, dog. that shit hit different. That shit make you sad. That shit, they don't even gotta whoop you. They don't gotta spank you. They only gotta discipline. They just tell you they're disappointed. That shit make you start pouring. I swear to God. Andre Morris, you're right. Losing control like my dad did was uncalled though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Like I said, it's uncalled for to just lose control. I understand that. You know what I mean? You just whooping your kid just be whooping your kid. I don't agree with that. If you wouldn't do it, if I was looking move quickly. All together, get your friends if you drag them. That I swear. The party we went to in Gilbert and we left immediately. It didn't feel right and we bounced. Exactly, bro. Got up out that joint. Like, nah, I ain't like this. Listen. Hey, look. Y'all ever had that homeboy who got that old soul? Who got that old soul? I'm talking about old spirit. Bro, we was at real quick, then we'll go to the next topic, man. We'll go to the next topic. We went to this little joint, we went to this little house party. And listen, bro, like we ain't no 40-year-olds, no 50-year-olds, no shit like that. So we went to this little house party, you know, we having fun, you know, we just, you know, we vibing out, we kicking it. So he come to me, Nick come to me, and he tell me, hey, bro, it's time to go. Look, it's time to go. I'm like, all right, bro, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I roll with him. I bet, let's ride out. Because he knew him, I didn't. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm just there. You know, I'm just tagging along. So we walk outside. We in front of the house. I'm walking. He kind of behind me. He stopped me like, hey, see? I'm like, what's good, bro? He's like, this nigga tapped me on the shoulder. Listen here, baby. Bro, I swear it took me out when he said, listen here, baby. Like, not baby as in sense like the, you know, girlfriend type shit, but like, you know how old school niggas you play, you know, you jive turkey. They say, listen here, baby. Like Pinky did, listen here, baby. You hitting them corners too goddamn fast. You need to slow this motherfucker down. You know what I'm saying? Almost spilled my yak on a $200 suits, nigga. Come on, baby, get it together. Like that, right? He's like, listen here, baby. We can't be doing no shit like this again. And so I couldn't take it serious. I'm the type of person when shit gets serious, I start laughing. And it's not a disrespectful thing. It's just, I don't know why I do. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it might be a trauma response. I don't know. But I start laughing. I'm about to start laughing. He's like, listen here, baby. And he dead serious with me. He's like, listen here, baby. We can't be doing that shit, bro. I'm like, all right, bro. To this day, bro, this shit cracks me the fuck up. To this day, if y'all would have been there, oh my God. I can't take shit. For sure, Will. For sure, Will. I appreciate you, big dog. For sure. That shit is hilarious, bro. It shit took me out. My son loves to tell people my mom no joke. My mom no joke. He went left to take him for a fresh cut. Get home and take a bath. As soon as he gets out, back of the neck. Ooh, not the back of the neck. No sirski. No sirski. Listen, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification